enabling the digital economy.
My name is Erica, and this is my lovely partner Sangeeta. And we also have another member over there named Jinshua. Okay, for whom you might be confused, so what is ICIA is? ICIA represents our diversity as it stands for India, China, and Indonesia, which are the countries that we come from. And also, now we are all studying in Australia. Okay, so now let's talk about open banking. The adoption of open banking in Australia gives rise to many benefits, yet fear of data security prevails. The increasing demand of having full control and also the right to be forgotten from the customers significantly change how the regulatory and banking framework works. And also, it enhances the concept of customer centricity to the next level. Today, we are here to present you our solution named UCAN, which is feasible to be implemented and also convenient for the users to help create a more secure banking environment. We use UCAN as an authenticator to the bank's existing platforms without changing any current banking standards. Before we move on to the open banking, let's look back to what's happening now. There are many kinds of financial crimes. What makes us vulnerable? Therefore, we chose credit card fraud as our starting point. The number of cases rapidly increases over the last year to 2,600, and it mostly happened to the millennial generation, us. And it mostly turned into identity theft case, which costs Australia approximately $1.6 billion every year. So now think, what will happen in open banking where we literally open up all of our personal data? I can see in the future of open banking, there will be platforms. It can be website, apps, anything that will allow us to exchange our bank's account with one to the others. So what is the actual problem here? The problem here for us is how to make sure to verify that it is us who owns and controls our own data. Therefore, in this project, we focus on the issue of authentication. So first, we see the problem from the customer's perspective, and now we position ourselves as the bank's partner. And our solution is to use an open API application programming interface to give public full access to the open banking system. And then we integrate it with our unique ID called UCAN, Unique Card Application Number, with a pop-up browser extension to make it more accessible and personalized for the customers. Now let's welcome my friend Sangeeta to take over the details of our system.
Thank you, Erica. To combat the problem statement, our UCAN acts as a shield to protect users from exposing their credit card credentials onto any websites, thereby nullifying fraudulent activities. The highlight of our system is it ensures authentication of data sharing as well. Our UCAN acts as an additional layer of security while facilitating such data sharing mechanisms in the open network. Here is a simple process to receive a UCAN number. The users are only required to log into their bank's application and register their credit cards. Once the registration is complete, the users must install our extension pop-up browser in their devices for it to trigger any activity in open banking. Now, let's watch a video to see how our UCAN works for authorizing payments as one of the use cases.
In open banking, sharing is the key. How can we ensure our data will be safe in open banking? Will the current card system still work? While with UCAN number, it can be a key to let us share our financial information without necessarily open access to anyone. Let's see how it will go for Susan. Susan has been informed about an exciting deal on the e-commerce website. She selects a few items into her cart and wishes to pay by credit card. Instead of disclosing her personal details like credit card number, card expiry date, CVV, and so on onto the website, she should simply input UCAN number to complete her transaction. The API is an extension pop-up box which allows her to input the 10-digit UCAN number, following which she would receive a notification on her bank's mobile application. She has a time frame of 30 minutes to allow this payment through her bank's app. Once she logs on to the app, she will receive details of her purchase, which has to be processed from the list of her registered credit cards with the bank, and the API notifies her once the payment is complete. But what happens if someone initiates an online purchase using Susan's UCAN number? She can simply reject the transaction from her bank's app, and she has an option to ignore the transaction or report to the bank. The prime access to Susan's account is only with the bank and Susan herself. Not just money, Susan can also securely release financial information for data sharing and any possible transaction in open banking.
Now that we have reviewed how our UCAN works for authorizing payments as one of the use cases, the users will follow similar steps for releasing any financial information in the open network. When users click on Share, they have to input the UCAN number and authorize to their bank's mobile application to release information to any of their chosen respective third parties. So, what are the benefits? As we saw from our video, firstly, it is a feasible implementation for the bank. On the other hand, it is a unique authenticator which is secure and convenient for users. In future, third parties will be benefited from our integrated system as it will be a new secure platform for data sharing. Finally, our system supports regulators in protecting consumer interests. So what differentiates us? Our system easily integrates with the bank as it only transmits data from users to bank and vice versa. It is okay for others to know your UCAN number as it is a tool for data sharing. Our system neither stores any data nor any money, and it is definitely not a replacement for your credit cards. To conclude, the consumer-centric open banking is a change in the way banks and all its stakeholders will work. We are sure that UCAN will facilitate more secure and convenient transaction in the open network while easily incorporating with the bank's existing platforms. That's all from us. Thank you very much.